Today we're diving into the topic that is very specific to those that are considering making the move to Utah, and that is buying new home construction. Oftentimes people weigh the pros and the cons between purchasing a brand new home that's newly constructed versus existing home inventory. And this is for good reason. There's a massive difference between the two. From choosing the right community to selecting the right home builder for you, I've got you covered. So welcome back to Living in Utah. Let's dive right in. If we haven't met yet, my name is Scott Steele, and I absolutely love helping people discover all things Utah, including Utah real estate, and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can find my contact information in the description below, or also in the pinned comment of this video right here. To start off, over 1/3 of all homes that are sold here in Utah, at least along the Wasatch Front, are new construction. And the process of buying new construction is not as easy as it is with existing home sales, where you can literally just scour the various websites online like Zillow or even the MLS and just go check out the homes that are currently available, as oftentimes many of these new homes never make it to the market in terms of listings. What helps most is knowing and understanding the various communities that you're considering and knowing the different builders that are building inside of those communities and the pros and cons of each of those builders, what they have to offer in terms of what you're looking for and how that aligns. Okay, first things first, let's first talk about where all of the action is happening. Utah is booming with new construction, but some areas certainly stand out. And new data reveals that Utah is the #1 home building state in the entire nation. In other words, more homes are being built per 1,000 residents here in Utah than in any other state in the country, with Idaho coming in #2. And here I show you a list of the top 10 states where the most building is taking place. And all of these states are the states that you would think of in terms of the states that are fastest growing, but Utah tops that list. And to touch on the topic of where these hotspots are, of course, the Salt Lake City metropolitan area shows up on the list, but in my last video, I outlined the top 10 fastest growing cities, and in those cities, that's precisely where the most new construction is happening as well. So right here in Salt Lake County, you see a lot of new construction down in South Jordan, where I happen to live, specifically in the planned development that's called Daybreak. But up north in the cities of Clearfield, Syracuse, and West Haven, on the west side of I-15 up in Davis, Weber County area, that's a really rapidly growing area as well. Then the #1 fastest growing county in all of Utah is Utah County, just south of Salt Lake City in the Provo metro area. And in this county, it's the cities of American Fork, Lehi, Saratoga Springs, and Eagle Mountain that top the list. And we can't talk about local hotspots in Utah, especially when it comes to new construction, without mentioning St. George. St. George lies in the southwestern corner of the state and provides a completely unique and different experience altogether. All of these regions offer a mix of urban amenities, great schools, and incredible landscapes. Now, when it comes to selecting the right community, it's crucial to analyze everything that comes into play, but really dial it in for what fits into your lifestyle. Do you want to be close to the city, or do you prefer something quieter out in the suburbs? That's entirely a personal preference, but it really makes a big difference. Also, you're going to want to consider future development as well as amenities, schools, and other lifestyle factors that come into play in the differences from one community to another. And I always share with my clients that it's important to first find the community that fits your lifestyle and then find the home or the home builder that you're really looking for. Once you've dialed in the community where you want to live, the next step is crucial, and that is selecting the right home builder. Just today, this morning, I spent a good couple of hours in Daybreak, which is the largest master planned community in Utah with a ton of development, and it's really helped the city of South Jordan grow tremendously, including being on the top 10 fastest growing cities in Utah. Literally think I've had thousands of conversations with different people, whether it be on Facebook or social media or in person, and I've always asked the same questions. Why did you choose to live in Daybreak, or why did you choose to live in this particular community? And what I've concluded is that it absolutely comes into play where people first choose the community and then they pick the home or the home builder. But more importantly, after having those conversations, I truly understand why that is the case. Speaking of costs, let's break down the additional expenses that you're likely going to incur when buying a new construction home. Oftentimes, when we're looking at new construction homes, two homes can look very similar in terms of how big the home is and the design and whatnot. And the price tags can be very different. But then once you get into the building process and you realize the differences between the upgrades and the standard features, if you compare apples to apples, which is very difficult to do right out of the gate, that home that was listed for a lesser price or that was being sold for less money can oftentimes be more expensive in the end with the same exact finishes or upgrades. Now, I've been on both sides of the fence in terms of building and selecting upgrades, and I fully understand and I'm aware of why builders price their homes the way that they do. Builders have to use standard features in their homes in order to market their inventory appropriately so that it actually attracts buyers. If they upgraded every home, they probably wouldn't sell very many homes. And ultimately, about 80% of all home buyers that are buying new construction make significant upgrades throughout the selection process in the beginning anyway. And this is how builders make money. And it's this approach, the understanding of what builders are doing to competitively market their properties. And ultimately, it's this comparison that is really invaluable to know how builders are competitively marketing their homes in the current marketplace and how the upgrades come into play to find out how to exactly compare apples to apples. And pro tip, just note that home builders use their model homes as their showcase. In other words, when you walk into any model home, it's usually been upgraded quite significantly, and it's designed in such a way with an interior designer, and it's staged in such a way that makes that home look as appealing as possible. So what can you expect during the building process? From a set of plans to obtaining necessary permits, to a final walkthrough. Building a home is a step-by-step journey. I'll guide you through this process step by step and make sure that you're completely informed and that you can be as engaged as you'd like to be throughout the entire process. And one of my favorite things to do for my clients that are building new homes, I visit the job site and take relevant video and photos of the job site and make sure that I give an appropriate update as to what's happening with your new home. And it really works for me to do this predictably on the same day each and every week, because then my clients know that they're excited for that update, whether it be a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but I set it up so that I'm doing it on the same day of each week so that you know what to expect and you don't have to wonder what's happening. And a lot of my clients love that I'll do a video and upload that video to YouTube as an unlisted video that they can privately view at their convenience and see how the process is happening with their new home. Now, let's talk about why having an experienced guide, as well as someone who's experienced with new construction, is so important. Your agent can help you navigate the complex process of new construction as well as a real estate transaction, representing your best interest along the way. You see, they're not working for the home builder. When you go to a home builder and you're simply using their sales agent, that sales agent's job is to represent the home builder and not you. And ultimately, this means that the builder's being represented, but you're not. You see, I view my job as making sure that your best interest takes center stage and is paramount in every single decision as we build the home to make sure that you end up with exactly what you're looking for. Lastly, using an agent with extensive experience and very knowledgeable in the new construction process is the perfect recipe for a great experience. So whether you use me or a different real estate agent, make sure that you're using somebody that's very knowledgeable with the new construction process as well as real estate transactions. There's so many things to consider when buying new homes, especially new construction, that you're going to need somebody who's really experienced with both. Because let's be honest, those road bumps throughout the process of building a home, they always show up. And having that person know what to do and how to help you and represent your interest is paramount. And there you have it, a comprehensive, simple guide to buying a new construction home right here in Utah. From choosing the right community to finding out how to choose the right home builder, we've kind of covered it all here. And from my perspective, knowing the local home builders is so important because as we know their product and we're familiar with the experiences that other people have had with that home builder, that reputation and that quality of work really come into play and better equips me to guide you along the path of buying a new home as well. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more content just like this. I love creating this content as it helps so many people, and I love your feedback, so drop a comment below. And as always, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can find my contact information in the description or in the pinned comment. And until next time, happy house hunting.